So I've started my server, and you can see there on the left-hand side I've got the Northwind database open, which I've imported, and I'm going to be using throughout this example. At the moment, it's got a customers and employees table, which I could theoretically use for demonstrating this example, but I'm actually going to add a table called users so that you get an insight into the whole process. So to do that, we just click new, and eventually we get to this screen where we can create a table pretty easily called users. First field is user ID, and that's going to be set to, auto increment, and that's our primary key, or in other words, that's our unique identifier for each record in the users table when we start adding users to it. Next, we'll have first name, because we want the user's first name. That will be a varchar. Specify a couple of lengths there as well. Set it to 255, which is a pretty standard practice. First name, surname, again 255. We'll also get their email, again a varchar. The email will also serve as the user's username. You can use either or. I usually use an email. Obviously they need a password to log into our web application. And that looks pretty good so far. Let's just add one further column which will allow us to differentiate between whether they're a staff member or not. And that will be a Boolean. So either they are a staff member or they're not. And that'll allow us in our web application to differentiate the functionality based on the user. So we'll hit save. And you can see there we've got our users table now, and that's its structure. At the moment, we'll have a quick look at the Northwind database in Designer View, which shows a visual representation of the relationships between tables. As you can see here, this is also a really good example for a shop website and the tables you might need. We're not using employees in this example, or customers, so I'll chuck them over here. And you can see there the relations between the various tables and an indication of some of the tables that you might need. You can see I haven't got a I've got a users table, but it's got no relationship to the other tables yet, but that will be something I'll cover a little later. But you can probably foresee that the users table would be connected to the orders table as the employees and customers tables are currently, and that allows us to connect a specific user with an order that they might have placed on our web application.